Well, sorry, my wife called me just as I was getting ready to start the live feed. Let's see if we get more 6 or 7 people here because YouTube is absolutely squashing my channel. There's no doubt in my mind about it. There is no way that I could be getting the numbers I'm getting without YouTube squashing my channel. So we'll see who shows up. Just remember, I'm a ray of fucking sunshine. So, let's see here. Seems logical. I've been good, bro. On anything new and fun with me? Actually, I do have something new and fun. It's right over there, but we're going to talk about that in a minute. We're going to wait till some people get here because I'm fed up with wasting the big ticket items at the very beginning of a live feed. So what's everyone... I'm in echo? Well, it didn't work before. You get... How about now? So now the echo works? Man, before I couldn't get the soundboard to work. Now it works. Now tell me, hang on a second.
Do I sound like Cole when I do this?
I don't know what's going on. Half the time it works. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. There are 9 people here. I got something really cool. Really, really cool. You saw a short about it. I guarantee it. And like I said, don't know. What did she call me? She called me, all right, cool. Well, at least now I know. Maybe it's because there we go. I was just playing around with now it works. Gotcha. I got the remote set up on my phone here. So, guys, if you're not getting notifications of... No, good. Okay. If you're not getting notifications of videos, I want you to know I put a video up every day. I got 12,000 subscribers. And I get about 1% of those views. My paying members don't even watch my videos. So, like, shame on you guys. You guys pay for this content. You don't even watch my videos. So, no, my wife was getting the oil changed. They're like, hey, they said you needed to change the cabin filter. And I was like, you don't need to change the cabin filter. We don't use, because her car has got a pollen removal thing that it does. And I'm like, you don't need that. We never have engaged that. I changed the cabin filters, but they're saying, oh, the secondary filter for the HEPA, for the pollen. And I'm like, you're not, no. They do that every time. And I'm like, that filter is got to be brand new. So I did get a bunch of cool new stuff in. A lot of it was Rosecraft stuff. Rosecraft stuff has been really knocking it out of the park. I wanted to talk about this. You guys, while I talk about this, we'll look at some pocket drop. What are you guys carrying? And I'll look at it a little bit. Crew wear is best. Hello, everyone, he says. I like the Rosecraft stuff. This stuff is really, really coming in hot. They are doing a lot of really good knives. And people are giving them a bad name and saying that they're shitty quality. I have only had one knife that had an issue, and they were like, oh, well, let us take it. But so they don't handpick the knives they send to me for review. So I want to lay this out for you guys. They don't handpick the knives that they send me. They just send me a knife. I am a brand ambassador. They send me knives for review. I don't get paid. I have a 10% discount with them with a coupon code. But I don't make anything per purchase. That's not how it works with them. So they just send me stuff, and then some stuff is going to get passed on to you guys as giveaway stuff. Some stuff's going to stay here. I'm going to, what was this? Ooh, just a petrified mini beluga. Nice. Let's see who else, like pocket drop. What are you guys carrying? You want to see what I'm carrying? I'll do my pocket drop first. I'll get this show rolling. I have been carrying this a lot lately. This is that Terramundi Knives, warning button with the integral pivot lock. I like to call it. I don't know what the actual lock is called. I just call it an integral pivot lock. I did take the button off and, rub it on a Scotch-Brite real hard because I didn't like the blue. I wanted it to be a little bit more plain, so mine now has a satined button. Guys, there's buttons on any device that you're using. That whole section where you guys are typing, I'm going to tell you right now, this gets frustrating, and this isn't me. Please interact with the video. Drop a like. If you haven't dropped a like, please drop a like. Absolutely the best thing you do. Chatbot should be dropping in some stuff about the Coffee Brand Coffee stuff. These videos go so much better if I don't have to sit here and come up with stuff. So please, if you're watching the video, interact with the video. What are you carrying? I've had one person tell me what they're carrying, Pocket Drop. So I'm carrying the Terra Money Knives warning button. Oh no, I already took it out of my pocket. This was in my waistband when I sat down. This was. So of course I'm carrying my Norseman. And then I have this in my pocket, but I took it out as well. The 229, the Chavez 229. I had stopped carrying this a little bit because, you know, I was like, I carry this way too much. And then I got the RCK9 that has not been released yet, and I did a video about it. And now I'm like, fuck, the Chavez stuff is so good. So I've been carrying this and that at the same time. I'll grab that RCK9 here in a little bit. But I've got one. We got here a blue bug out Rosecraft Beaver Creek Barlow. 5, that's just Nate. 5-1, 420. Tempest Pinion, and Crew Wear Is Best has got the Artisan Satyr. Now I saw the Satyr. I saw the Satyr prototype. We had that on the channel before it was ever released. Unkill Kenny. Today I've got a blue Devo Growler V2 jigged QSP Hedgehog. Hello to all knife mongers wielding a Manix XL Crew Wear. Yeah, Crew Wear is the best. How's everyone doing? Machine Co. I've been wanting a new knife, but not wanting to spend a lot. Basically, my only requirement is tie scales. I got news for you. Like, tie scales are cool. I dig the G10 and my Carta stuff a lot more now because you can get some unique stuff going on. This is the black and red Tarcanus. This is a great knife. This is like $55, and it's even cheaper if you use my coupon code Crazy Sharp at Rosecraft Blades. But I wanted to show you guys this one because this one really surprised me. This is the Yoka by Rosecraft, and so if you guys are wondering, I like the red and black. Like when they ask if I have it, like if given an option for colors, I go red and black. Because their handles are so good. Rosecraft has got some of the cooler handles that are out there. Now, I'm trying to see, have you guys seen, has Chatbot dropped anything about liking the video? But if you haven't liked the video, please do so. It's the best thing you can do. And if any of my mods are on here, I've got something coming up. If one of my mods is here and can pull down the link for, oh, Bubbles, post up a link for Machine Co. I'm going to go grab your fidget toys here in a second, too. Just picked up a Devo Mash, says Unkill Kevy. For $75 on a secondary market. Package should be delivered today. I'm going to try and anodize the scales and polish the blade, I think. I just polished the blade on something. So drop a link for your channel or for your website, Bubbles, and then we'll keep popping that up. If Chatbot isn't doing it, I will tell you. Let me check my CloudBot stuff here. CloudBot settings. I'm trying to see here. I just want to make sure that CloudBot is doing what I want it to. It's supposed to. CloudBot. I want to see what CloudBot's doing. There we go. Uh-oh. I'm trying to set up CloudBot because CloudBot is supposed to remind you guys every so often. That there we go, timers. There we go. Somehow, CloudBot got turned off. But she should start reminding you guys. Coffee Brand Coffee, Temper Trail, and Doll Strong Knives are sponsors of the channel. This came in, and some of you guys have probably seen, I don't know, there's 14 people here, and no one watches my fucking videos. It's like I'm talking to myself here. This is the, I don't even know how to, this is the Demco Armiger, the Armiger 4. This is the Black Spear version. There's a serrated version. There's a couple different versions of that. Just Nate, glad I'm live today. Yeah, it's been a while. I got news for you. It's just soul crushing to put so much work into stuff and only see videos get 200-300 views. So when you put that in perspective, like I can't sustain this. So guys, I got news for you. The channel's gonna die. We're gonna just ride it out as long as we can, but this is the death knell of this channel because I get some super chats that should pop up soon in there in a second. So I have to ring a bell. I don't get super chats. I don't get super thanks. I don't get views. It's the death knell of my channel. Jared and I have worked really. There you go. Thank you, Just Nate. $10. I appreciate that. Thank you for the 10 bones. So have you checked out the Kershaw Livewire? As good as people say. Okay, Unkill Kenny. This channel relies on the compassion of other YouTube channels that send things in. If I don't get it from another YouTube channel, if I don't get it from one of my channel sponsors, like one of my channel, like Rosecraft and stuff like that, then you're not gonna see it on the channel. I can barely afford to pay my electric bill, let alone afford to buy any knives for on the channel. So at any rate, that's why I really appreciate Rosecraft and Jared over at Neves Knives. All the stuff you see on this channel comes from Jared over at Neves Knives, hands down, without fail. Well, I would say they're Autobot or record. Yeah, that one. Hey, or Manamana. If you enjoy the videos and you want to support them, the best thing you could do is to find my my new Gilded chat. Oh, guys, yeah. Bubbles, can you post up a link to the new Discord, the public Discord? There you go. There's my Coffee Brand Coffee. That's one of my channel sponsors. If you guys are going to buy coffee, I'd appreciate if you checked out Coffee Brand Coffee. They are a channel sponsor. That link just popped up. That link saves you 10% at checkout. But I was going to say, if you're going to buy knives, I have a bunch of affiliate links and stuff like that. So it'd be cool if you guys just, when you're going to purchase stuff, just check that. And if you really enjoy the content, you get unfiltered stuff from me in the Gilded chat, which is for the paying members if you want to try and support the channel that way. I think it's like $2 a month for the baseline, or for the cheapest. So but yeah, I built a Discord just for the community, for everybody. So if anybody wants to just join that, they can. It's public for open. I have a private one for the paying members that has a lot more functionality, but right now there's just a couple rooms. I would ask, though, that if you're in one of those rooms, that you keep the chat kind of surrounding what, if you just want to bullshit and chat, there's a just for fun. There's a knife chat, and then there's a there's an announcement section that has a list of all of my a list of all my affiliate links that if you're going to buy knives. I also have an Amazon store. You guys should take that and use it all the time, like for any shopping you're gonna do. The magnetic, okay, so I'm gonna go get that stuff since he's got his website posted up. These are really cool. So Bubbles made these. Oh yeah, I am wearing the Phantom knife, the completely disappearing knife, and I'll show you guys in a minute. I have an invisibility cloak. I didn't buy it, but I definitely have one now. So yeah, these are those haptic magnetic wristers. So I'm using these now to judge knives. So these sit at the top of my workbench, and that's how I judge a knife. It gets a yup or nope. So that's the new method. So, is there somebody else live? I don't want to get into some of the cool stuff and then have a bunch of people show up. Yeah, Unkill Kenny. Chatbot doesn't like it when you send stuff. It's how long the sentence is. So it limits it to. It's not a dumb bot. There's a fucking reason for it. I'm telling you. Like, you guys complain about it all the time, but I'm like, it prevents you from filling up the whole chat area, and then nobody can see it, and then I can't follow it. So I haven't changed the settings on it. If I remember right, that's why I turned it off, because I couldn't change the settings. But I kind of like it because the fact is, this is what This is what I'm reading, and I don't know if you guys can see that. Sometimes it fills the whole thing up and I can't read all of it. That's my chat. My chat is here. Like, all I see is this screen. So, well, that's not true. I have a small one over here, but it's same thing. When you guys write too long of a text or too long of a message in the chat, it truncates it and I just don't see it. So, why use lot word when small word work? I watched Thor Ragnarok last night because I couldn't sleep. Thor's Day. Very naked. Naked Thor. What's up, Tacticore Memes? Okay, so that's Eric. You need to go follow him over on Gilded or not Gilded, on Rumble, because Eric has got the Headbangers Ball that he puts up, which is just music and shit. But he also has a lot of political content. We don't get into political content here. You guys know that. I want to ask you guys, please, this is a safe space from the rigors and bullshit that happens in the real world. Please, can we leave the fact that most of our children are going to die in the trenches in Europe out of the conversation? That's as much as we're going to talk about it. So, Eric's pretty cool. He and I interact a lot on locals because we're both part of Mug Club. Eric, just remember, I'm a ray of fucking sunshine. So chatbot's gonna remind you guys the coffee thing. All right. So any rate, like I say, Bubbles is making these at Machine Co. They're magnetic, haptic, worry stone. You can get them set up and you can flip it around your hand and make a decision. It's like a low rent Magic 8 balls. You haven't missed anything. I was waiting for some people to show up. I do have some, since there's 20 people here, which is, I wish I could get more than 20. That'd be great. But that's probably what we're going to see for this. I have got the coolest thing that has ever shown up to the channel. I have it. This is the coolest thing that has ever shown up on the channel. So some of you guys are going to know what this is from other channels. This is a folding fucking hatchet. Well, technically, it's a tactical tomahawk with a skull breaker. This thing was designed, okay, there you go, airborne. This was designed by a paratrooper to be a folding tactical tomahawk that can be used for some very minor survival stuff. So this thing's really cool. There's another version of this, but here's the cool thing. I can reverse flick a fucking tomahawk. I don't know what else I got to fucking say. Now, I do want you guys to remember, not everyone will be able to reverse flick this tomahawk. because I'm 6'3" and I wear triple XL gloves, and I have a hard time. That's a heavy blade. There we go. I can do it. I only do it a couple times because it does take a lot of energy. My lighting is all fucked up. I don't know. I forgot how to. It's been so long since I did a live feed. I think I forgot how to do this. But I mean, you can do stuff like I chopped some. I made some tent stakes with this and stuff like that. And I would like to remind you guys. I know people get upset when I do it. Just Nate donated super chat of $10. All these channels that do this, we don't do this for free. It costs us money. I mean, I'm basically spending money doing this. Everybody likes super chats, not just me. I'm talking about if you watch a channel, support them if you can. I pay for memberships on channels that I probably shouldn't, but out of the fact that I love the content they do, I pay for their memberships. Jared, Cole, couple other, Spidey flicking. Oh, jeez, I almost got it. There we go. There we go. So this one's D2. They have another version of this. This is actually really, really, really cool. Yeah, Streamlabs said it. Don't forget to hit the like button. This also comes with a pin that's in the ass of it that has got a ceramic ball to use as a glass breaker. But in a secondary function, this comes out and I don't have my readers on. I can't see which side. Can't see which side it's on. It screws in. It screws in, and this locks it so that you have a secure, because that, while the Axis lock is a pretty secure lock, now you have a completely secure tool. Steven Johnson. Let me see if I can do this from my phone. I'm trying to pull up a link to it. I will try and post a link to it. Give me a second to pull up the affiliate link. What this is the affiliate link for their entire website. So this is done by KATSU, which is the same company that did that Rockstead killer knife that I did the video about. I'm trying to post this up here. Let me get this for you. Oh, Doll Strong Knives is now a sponsor again. So if you guys are looking for kitchen knives, they got stuff on sale. But what I was saying is there's a newer version of this that they're going to send me when they get more. They said that they're waiting on new stock. So they're going to send me another one of these that's in a different steel. This will probably be a members giveaway. These are $300. This company sent me this. These are 300 bones. But I'm going to tell you, I don't think it's not a gimmicky thing like a lot of the stuff. I'm just like, oh, hey. But I'm going to post up here a link to their actual website. And you can go peruse their stuff. Their folders are great. I've got 2 of their folders here at the house right now. One of them's mine, one of them's Jared's. They are awesome. I'm trying to pull it up for you guys. Let's see here. I'd post it. I don't know how to do. I've got it. I'm going to do it right here. So I'm just going to pull up their default, and then I'm going to go to YouTube and pull up my own channel. And then here, here we go. Here is the link for KATSU knives. So you guys should see that there. That's the link for KATSU knives that just popped up, and that's where this is at. That's where they've got so much more stuff than I realized they had. They have more stuff on their website. So, and what was the other thing I was going to show you guys that came in that was really cool? Oh, yeah. I didn't finish talking about it. I got interested. I just wanted to get that out. We'll look at that again in a little bit. This is the Rosecraft Blades Yoka. This is a knife I didn't expect to like, and I'll tell you why. I am not a big fan of these slender knives like this, and there's a couple exceptions. I really like the Concept Prickle, which is really thin. It's got kind of more of a Tonto style look to it. This is kind of like that, where they did a really good job with a slender knife getting the thin blade down, or the narrow blade down to a good behind the edge thickness. The problem with a lot of these really thin knives this way, so when you have a knife that's really thin this way, a lot of times it doesn't transition down from the spine to a good blade or edge profile. This absolutely does, and it surprised the crap out of me because I pulled it out of the box. It was like, they sent it to me. I at least have to do like an initial impressions and stuff like that. And so I got this, and I'm trying to make my screen bigger so that I can see a little bit more of what you guys are. There we go. I'm trying to see more. I have a really small window of chat, and what sucks is when you guys post something up, I have a little window over on this side. I have a small window that pops up that I can see. I'm trying to make it bigger, but so a lot of times I have to wait until it pops up over here. It's reversed again. Any rate, so this thing comes down nice and thin behind the edge for such a narrow knife. And a lot of times these smaller knives are not real comfortable in hand because they're too thin through here. And so but this is nice and thick on the scales. So you get a pretty comfortable knife. And if you put this in a shirt pocket, which I've done, it looks like you're carrying a pin, or this looks much more like the profile. I gotta tell you, it's a smaller profile than my little flashlight, my Arcfeld here. I'm digging this a lot, and like I said, surprisingly so. Did not think I would. It's a really good little knife. So this one, can you look on the blade? Can you tell that I like it? Because it gets used a lot. It's been getting used a lot, and it's holding up pretty well. The edge has held up really well, has not needed a lot of work on it. Other stuff, not something new that came in, not something new and cool. I got this out. I carry this a lot, but I forget how cool it is. This is the Cerberus knives. Do you guys remember Chris over at Cerberus made the Arian, right? So he had the Arian, and then he had an idea for an Arian, a mini Arian, and they did that. And then he was like, well, I wonder how this would fit as fixed blade, right? So it's the mini Arian fixed blade, MAFB. This is a great small fixed blade knife. If you get a chance to find one of these when they're available, because he doesn't do drops of these that often. If you get a chance to get one, this one's an S90V. If you get a chance to get one, these things are terrifyingly sharp. They're so thin behind the edge. This is one of the thinnest behind the edge small fixed blades you are going to find. This thing just screams through stuff. And I taught him how to do the ceramic coatings that he's doing. Like, he is the only person that is really doing the ceramic coatings that I was doing before. He's the only person really that's doing them. He does them very, very well. So these come with a ceramic coating. So that's not like Cerakote like you'd see on your pew-pews. This is actually a full-on like ceramic. It's not like that powder coated on stuff that just peels off, leaves a thick coating. This is very thin, very hard. The only thing I've seen that holds up as well as this ceramic coating, and this cuts a lot, the only thing that I've seen that holds up as well as the ceramic coatings is DLC. And I'm not a fan of DLC because I don't like the way it looks. It just usually looks a little thin and washed out and stuff like that. So, guys, I'm not going to run this for too long. If you guys aren't like, There's not a lot of interaction. Once again, please ask questions. Like if you got a question, post it up here. I can't sit here for, not that I can't. I'm not going to sit here for 2 hours and try and think of things to talk about to keep you entertained. You guys go on Jared's channel and you just talk and chat and bullshit all the time. I do a live feed, it's like fucking crickets. So I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair that you guys treat me like this. You guys click on my live feed, you're like, dance, monkey, dance. So no, these are great. Coming from Machine Co. But I think that my favorite, and you guys need to go over to Machine Co. Jesus. I want you to think of how crazy you can make somebody with that. Just imagine, you need one of these. If you are married, listen to me here. If you guys,
If you guys are married, what you need to do is you need to get one of these. And you walk up and you put this next to your wife's ear.
if you've been married for more than just a couple years, you know that you do stuff like that. How do you think the folding axe will hold up with hard use? Well, I want you to think about who they sent it to. Otter Otoboter, I don't know how to pronounce that. Records. So Oboe Records. They sent it to a person that's gonna find out, because I already have chopped a bunch of shit with it. Clean. I mean, it's got a tight. So let me put it to you this way. So this also is not a just painted on coating. This has a titanium nitride coating, which is one of the really good coatings. So now we're going to bring this up here so you guys can see it. I chopped a bunch with it. Can you see? I've already scuffed up. And I mean, titanium nitride holds up pretty well. I scratched, I chopped and chopped and chopped. I chopped wood. I chopped with this for probably 20 minutes straight. Enough that, like, you know, when you use, this is not a tool that is, that's not a tool that's like meant for like that. This is a tactical tool. This is a tactical this is a folding tomahawk. I just wanted to see, in a pinch, can you use it for that? And I did. And I will say, it definitely will work. It's kind of awkward, but I used it enough that my forearm, like my forearm was all fucking fat and hard. And they were like, God damn, I got a pump on my forearms. And it's kind of sore. And today, like my forearm is sore. I did that much chopping with it, and it's holding up well. There's no, I mean, it's an axis lock. So there's a little bit of blade play, but I want you to see the axis lock that's in this. Let's see. Can I get in on this? Can you see how much? Look at that. Look at that lock socket that it's going in. That axis lock is in there. And then, like I said, the fact is, even though it is an axis lock, it has that secondary pin. So I think it's going to hold up just fine, because you can just screw that in, and then it's locked in. What are those? Cherry MX Blues. My wife hates it. My wife hates it because she'll be laying on the couch half asleep, and I'll be like, she's like, what the fuck is that? So when I'm editing, because I definitely have ADHD, this sits on my workbench, and it sits there just constantly, and it lets me shut off the stupid part of my brain. So yeah, once you put that pin in, it is solid. It is a single piece, and these are steel liners, and they're not thin liners. G10 handle and steel liners, the G10 overlays, and then this is like solid G10. It is meant to it's I'm gonna try, Bubbles. I'm going to try and make them send me. Ooh, could it, Bubbles? I will send you the pin for you to look at, and then I want that to be a skull or Darth Vader. I don't know which. I think I want a skull. I'm gonna send that to you, just for fun. But it's got a T6 on the end of it so that you can remove these little carbon fiber overlays. I mean, this is this isn't a toy. This isn't like a gimmicky toy. This was designed by a paratrooper for tactical, like for a tactical carry and multiple purpose use. So the guy was in the Japanese army. He was an airborne paratrooper for the Japanese army. So what else did I dig out that is cool and new? Ooh, pardon. Okay, so you guys told me a while back that I needed to check this knife out. This is the QSP Kestrel. And I really didn't get into it. And then Jared sent one, and it sat in the box of stuff that he sent me, and it was at the bottom because it's a smaller knife, so it's a small little box. And I was like, oh, hey, there's that QSP that everybody said I needed to try. Holy shit, was everybody right? This is the best QSP knife they make. This is that QSP Kestrel, burlap micarta, beautiful clip point blade in 14C28N. I love this. I love this thing. Jared doesn't know this yet, but this is probably not going to go in the box of stuff I send back to him. I'm going to conveniently misplace it when I send back his box of stuff to go back later. Like, it's going to go back. I'm not keeping his knife. It's definitely going to stay here longer than it needs to, because it is that good. The reverse flick on it, super, super satisfying. I'm not sure how clear this is, guys. I have a very limited view of this. I don't know how well the lighting is set up and stuff. So I don't know if it's too bright and I'm washed out. I don't know if you guys can really see it because I'm in the editor screen on this. So I'm a sucker for really good micarta. And this is some really, really good micarta. It still looks good, but it still looks good. Dave was supposed to come down tomorrow, but then he's doing kid stuff again. Yeah, guys, join the new chat server. So that what Dave just posted up is the new public Discord for not for paying members. So I mean, I try to do a lot for you guys. It just I look gorgeous. That's a fucking lie. At any rate, thanks, Eric. So at any rate, yeah, this is the best knife that they've done. I mean, this is I have a favorite. Just when I say best doesn't always mean it's my favorite. Like, the best knife that Spyderco makes is the PM2. Is it my favorite? No, it's not. My favorite is not. My favorite's over. Oh, guys, do you want to see my invisibility cloak? Hang on. I'll show you my invisibility cloak. I was going to start the live feed this way. I thought this would be funny, but it's just a little bit warmer than I want it to be. So give me a second. I gotta put this. I have this invisibility cloak. This thing is warm as hell. So I was going to start the live feed like this and hope you didn't see me and then just pop up and pull the hood off. But this is basically a blanket with arms and a hood. So it's really comfortable. It's ugly as shit. It's the same color as this right here. So you missed your Kapara. Well, guess what? I'm holding it hostage. 2A Dave sent his Kapara down with me, and I'm holding it hostage. I also have, in case Will is here, I have the Phantom knife. I have the little Phantom neck knife that just disappears like that. It's So Zorro's here. Yeah, like I said, I try to do a lot for you guys. And I do get frustrated, and I want you guys to like cut me some slack when I get all frustrated. I'm like, because I do all this. Channels live off of like super chats and donations and memberships, and I just keep seeing all of it going down. Memberships are down, super chats are down. I understand money's tight, but like so is like YouTube's like squashing my views. YouTube's doing all so. If you can support the channel, I'd appreciate it, because like I'm serious. We're at that tipping point where this may be the death of this channel. So at any rate, if you guys want to see this channel continue, there's a lot that has to be done. You guys have got to start interacting. Interacting in the chat. That's the big one. Like interacting in the chat, liking videos, sharing them. Like you guys are watching videos and you just don't like. I'm like, it's simply a click. Like it's a fucking click. There's a button. It's free. Out for dinner with the fam. Bro, it's at the most 4 p.m. How old are you? You're eating dinner at 4 p.m. What do you eat breakfast at fucking 1 in the morning? So at any rate, oh, my wubby's back here on the back thing. Bubbles, are you planning on how funny that you would ask that question of Bubbles, Paul Mills. That's quite funny. Bubbles and I had a very had a very interesting conversation last night about that. This was a gift from one of the paying members. This Amger, I told you I'd circle back on it. I do these live feeds shooting from the cuff. This is something new, cool that has come in that I didn't even know these existed. Like I didn't know Demco was making fixed blades, and I definitely would not have considered a Demco to come in as a budget knife. But I just did a video about this knife here not long ago. You guys saw it. And there's a purchase link to it. This thing is a beastly little boot knife style done in 80 CR V2. And I mean, it's beastly. I'm digging it. Yeah, he patented it. Yeah, the sheath is patented as well. So the sheath, I actually did take it apart because every time I would put this in, it had oil in it. This sheath comes completely apart. You can take these side rails off, these pool table bumpers. Pool table bumper rails right here, you take them off, you unscrew everything, you take it all off, and it comes into 2 pieces. You just wipe it out, and guess what? Even if you're a big dumb hillbilly, there's only one way to put it back together, and it's either way, because it's amber. It works both left and right-handed, that big fancy word for that. You know when you can do shit with this hand and this hand? There's a word for that, and it's ambi something. It's ambidextrous. So this absolutely in and out both ways. Kind of like half college students these days. I fling both ways. I weep for the future. Got to talking so much, my coffee got cold. That's okay. Tactical Memes knows. Eric knows. It doesn't have to be hot. It just has to fucking be coffee. Which brings us to this. Coffee Brand Coffee. This is... I have a new bag of coffee. Let me go get it. I'll show you something. Hang on. They have a new flavor. They have a new flavor, so check this out. I am excited to open this, but I gotta film a video. I'm gonna film an ad for it. They have butterscotch toffee. Not butterscotch. But my favorite coffee. Like hands down, like guys, I gotta tell you, like Coffee Brand Coffee is... I'm not doing this just because they're a sponsor. Like, they're not sponsoring this video. I don't have a sponsor. You guys are sponsoring this video. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, go check out the new private or the new Discord, and if you can afford it, drop a super chat or join a membership. I'd actually prefer if you guys join memberships. But this is my favorite coffee of all time. Blackberry cream. I don't like flavored coffee. Oh, that is sad. It is sad. Blackberry cream. That is so good. I don't like flavored coffee, so that should tell you how good it is. Like I'm a just the cheapest can of dark or medium roast. Is that something in my mustache? So where's Will at? Will's in Ohio, so it's like 3:48 p.m. It's a late lunch is what they're having. So just to show you guys on the membership, those guys get exclusive content. I haven't done one for a little while, but they get exclusive content and videos and stuff, and B-roll. And I'm gonna get back to not B-hole, B-roll. I'm gonna get back to putting up stuff for the members early. I don't think it like I thought that's what was affecting my I thought that was affecting my views. Or like, oh, maybe it's because I'm putting the videos up early for the members and it sees those videos sitting there. I don't know what the fuck is going on with YouTube views right now. And I'm not the only one. I see other channels that their views are just trash right now. And I'm like, how? But a lot of those are news channels. I'm like, well, I don't do anything political on this channel. Like, how I don't do anything political on this channel. I don't get it. Trying to get Steven Crowder to fucking bring me under the Mug Club umbrella, and I'll just start putting up videos there. That would be fucking great, wouldn't it? Best sounding knife I own. Best sounding knife. Weight one. I have one. I know which one sounds the best. Which one has the best sounding action? Hang on, and we'll do it in the exit. We'll do it in the echo chamber. So for you. Okay, so this knife was the first. This was a knife that showed me like how good a production knife could be. I still say this is the best production knife I've ever owned. So I'm gonna get you guys in the echo chamber. Oops, did you guys hear a bunch of like music and shit? My bad. Did you guys hear music and like or laughter or thank you for being a friend? I don't know. Did I hit that button twice? I don't have my headphones on. So let me get you guys in the echo chamber. This is what it sounds like in the echo chamber. This is the React Horizon D. And this was the first really good production knife I ever got. I had production knives, and when I say really good production knife, I mean like that was worth like I paid $400 for it. Okay, Eric, I will do that. I've been meaning to do it. I gotta do ads, but I was gonna do stuff. I was gonna film ads and stuff today, and my wife was like, "Oh, you gotta take the recycling and change the oil in my car," and I was like, "But I had other things planned." So yeah, this is a knife that I got that was other than my other than my my Sebenza, which was the same price. I paid $410 for my Sebenza, and I paid $410 for this. The Sebenza I already knew, but this was the first production knife other than like the very hard to come by Christy Sebenza. Now, because Christy Sebenza is not available all the time, so it's a lot harder to come by. This was the first reproduced or mass produced, like a whole bunch of them. This was done in carbon fiber and titanium. And when I got this, I was like, this was the first production knife other than a Sebenza that I was like, okay, I got more, like I definitely got my money's worth out of this knife. So, uh-oh. Yeah, Eric, it doesn't, so I like having it so you can shorter, you can break them up. Sorry. I've got to change like how many lines of text you can put. But since my text bubble that I've got is really small on this software, I haven't figured out how to make it full length. I do like the fact that it's got to keep you guys on small. But this thing just thumps open and is so comfortable in hand. Oh, I got you. And, well, it needs cleaned. This thing definitely, it either needs cleaned, or last time I put it together, I tightened the pivot down a little tighter than I should have. I have a tendency to, like I said, I'm 6'3", 240 pounds. I got triple XL gloves. This is a very large knife, and I can pretty much make it disappear. I may have cranked the pivot down a little tighter on this. Let me get a tool. We'll get a tool. I'll check it. Hang on, I just need to get T8. Get my fancy little T8 driver. Since I'm getting that. But yeah, this was one of the first knives. This was one of the first knives. I think that's what it was. I think I just tightened the pivot down a little tighter. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Nope. It's just chat more. Just don't use the more than 20 characters. I gotta see how it's set up. I don't want you to chat like. I want you to chat like more often. Josh, what's going on? So I had a knife come in that I did a video about, and there's only been a couple people that saw it. Yeah, this I think that this is just, there we go. You can reverse flick off that fuller, even though it's not meant for this. Is a gorgeous, gorgeous knife. So this was M390 blade. Really cool profile. Holds an edge for it. Super good heat treat on this, by the way. I've never had Reat let me down when it comes to a heat treat on a knife. I would like to correct your statement a little bit. It may share a lot of the lines, but if you look at this design, because this is the Horizon D in carbon fiber. The Horizon D series, there's been the Horizon. There's been the Horizon C and the Horizon D, and these definitely have been out longer than that Les George 09. Is it the, yeah, 0920. They may share the same lines, but they definitely don't. It kind of does. What's retail on that? I don't know what they are now. When I bought this in 2015, they were $410. So 410 when I got this. I did all the refinishing on this because, you know, at the time I was a full-time or, well, at the time part-time knife maker. But when I did all the refinishing on this at that time, I was a full-time knife maker. Great knife. Another knife that I think really sounds good, and luckily all three of them are here. It has a different sound, but this Chavez has got, man, the action on these shot. There's the Reat. This is another Reat. These have got a detent and action on them that's like breaking glass. It's like a good trigger pull on a rifle. It just slams open. Can you hear it? They just slam open, and then everybody's gonna know what's coming. My kickstop Chavez by Reat sounds like, I don't like the kickstops. I like them. I like the idea of them, but I don't like them. And I told Ramon, I talked to Ramon on it. I don't know if you know, I'm kind of a big thing. I'm kind of a big deal. I was on the phone with Ramon. Well, actually, I was texting with Ramon, and we're talking about it. And I was like, I don't dislike the lines of any of his knives. They're all great. They're all gorgeous knives. I don't like his flipper tabs. I don't like that, just that like pointy triangle flipper tab. I never have. I've never liked it on any knife. They're a very good knife. But then there's this. Nothing is going to beat. Eric, you want to know the retail on this one? What's today's EDC? I already had it out, but I'll show you. Today's EDC is, well, I can't show my big EDC on YouTube, you know, because they'll get all wound up. But it's my Sig Pro SP 2022 with the customized rattlesnake grips and my green laser dot with light on it. This was in my pocket as my knife today. This is the warning button by Dirk It's done by Terramony Knives. It's a Dirk Pinkerton design. And what else was in my pocket? There was my Olight Arkfeld flashlight and where did I put it? Oh, I must have moved it. I don't have my other knife that I was carrying. I do have something cool that has really made me fall in love with it. And you guys do know, I know I've talked about this before. I'm a big fan of Finch knives. I'm a big fan of Finch knives, and I think I have the best one they've done. And it's hands down my favorite so far. So I've seen, this is like the 5th or 6th Finch I've had come in for review on the channel. This is, I think, the 5th or 6th. This is the Reciprocity. And now I know why everyone was just going nuts about this knife. Especially when you consider the price. These are like $140, I think, which is at this point a budget knife. This thing is gorgeous. Satin steel bolsters and liners. It's a flipper that just screams open with a Warren Cliff style blade. The pocket clip is just about perfect. There is such a great fit and finish on this. And it has, so if you guys don't know what Finch Knives has really made themselves popular by taking old school slip joint traditional style knives and turning them into flippers, which is what they've done with this Reciprocity. And so it still has the nail nick on either side, and you can use it that way. This one, you can reverse flick. You can reverse flick once the window is open and I can hear people at the intersection arguing. So for the price on this, and the fact is, it's because it's 154 cm. It's not titanium. It's steel, and it's like pallet wood, basically. But it's done so well. The edge on it is great. It gives me goosebumps to carry this. The Finch knives are gorgeous. I have the big buffalo tooth still here. I finished a review on it and stuff. Bro, that's a shiv in the knife community for the price. I'll take 5. Yeah, it really is. And then I carry that a lot. What do I have a knife? Oh, at any rate, I forgot what I was going to tell you guys about. So I want to get you guys, I want to give you guys some good advice. I do know that when it comes to like the tools and stuff that us knife guys use, it can get pricey. Same with the gun guys, same with everybody. When these were, I was making more money than I knew what to do with when I was working for the government. And when these came out, this was a Greg Berger custom bit driver. Now this is hand machined. It's a zirconium butt cap and everything. And this is cool. This is a cool knife. Or a cool tool, right? It's got the magnetic thing for your bits to go in. But the thing is, you got this, then you have to have some place to put all of your your bits in. You have to keep them separate. So you only need, for knives, you only need a handful. You need like T6, T8, T9, T15. Flathead, maybe you can have one of those, but if you need it. But that's basically it for knives. And Eric, I'll answer that. I have done a video on it. It was in another video here recently, and I'll show it to you. I'll get it. It's still out on my workbench or on my filming station from the video I filmed yesterday. But when you want to come down to versatility, these little Husky drivers, now these are harder to find than you expect. These are on eBay. So these are just a little Husky Torx bit driver. But the cool thing is there's 4 bits that come with it, and they're double-sided. So you have all the bits you need, 2-sided, and you can store the bits in the handle. So T6, T8 are on one, and then, so technically you have 8 different bits that go in this. Well, the nice thing about that is, what I've done is, this is my T6 bit, this is my T15 bit, which is for pivots on larger knives. Chris and Elliot Williamson always use T15 on their pivots, and this is my T8. So I don't have to like keep changing out bits. I got 3 bit drivers in 3 different sizes. I can just lay them all out and I just use them in sequence. I just got to remember which is which. So don't go break the bank and buy one of these expensive ones. I know they're cool and they're fun and everything, but the fact is I have more problems with this one than I have ever had with either of these. The end cap comes off. It's got a really strong magnet in it. Sometimes it's hard to get the bit out. If you're in the shop, when I was making knives, it get clogged up with shavings off the mill and dust from the grinder. And it's just like, there's you wind up with splinters in like the metal splinters in your finger because you grab it and there's like little shards of metal stuck all over the outside of the brass. And I was like, I really fucked up when I spent over $100 on this bit driver, because I'm much happier with how these I will use these much more often than I use this. So, let me put these away. I'm gonna grab that knife for you, Eric, if you're still here. Yeah, you're still here. Okay, it hasn't been that long ago. Now, there's a reason that I recommend this, and it's because that's what this knife was designed for. So when it comes to it, Eric, Tacticore memes, back in, I want to say the 90s, in South Africa, there was a big problem with, sorry, I have a different belt buckle on, and it's digging into my side. I had to undo it. They had a big problem with attacks on women in South Africa. And Sal Glesser had designed a knife for undercover operatives that couldn't have a weapon, but they also maybe hadn't had self-defense edged weapons training. And so he came up with the Civilian, which was a self-defense tool or a defensive tool for those guys. And he modified, they wanted something that was a little bit cheaper. The South African government approached Sal Glesser, and they were like, we want a smaller, lighter, easier to use, and cheaper version if we could get it. And what came of that was the Matriarch series, or Matriarch 2, Matriarch meaning mother. And it's based on the Endura, so it's a nice and thin knife. It sits in the hand well. It deploys off of a easy to deploy Spidey hole or Emerson wave feature, but it's got this really wicked blade. Now I bought this for my wife, and she's scared of it and won't carry it. So I set it up for left-hand carry. This goes in my pocket. This is my shitty neighborhood knife. But this would be what I would recommend. This would be what I would recommend for a female for self-defense. It requires very little training because it's simply open it and slash. And if you get a hold of somebody with this, they're going to regret it. So as with anything, Eric, you know this, you were in the military. anything you're going to carry for defense, anything you're going to carry for use, anything you're going to carry as an offensive tool, you have to train with it. Same with firearms. Same with baton if you're a cop. The same with your hands. Like I took martial arts for years. You have to train with it. But the fact is, some people are like, oh, well, if you haven't trained with it, you shouldn't carry it at all. I'm like, I got news for you. Having something is better than having nothing, even if you're not trained on it. So this requires very little training. It's simply, I get a hold of this and I swipe. I swipe, I swipe, I swipe. It's like having a claw. So, I'll send, if you want, Eric, I've got your email. I'll send you a link, a purchase link to this. But they have these on Blade HQ. Guys, any knives you're going to buy, please do me a favor. On top of everything else, go join. Let's see who all has joined. Frank is making comments. So, I'm trying to see if anyone has joined. So Mock Clown, guys, there's 20 of you here. I guarantee you're not in this server. There's somebody put up the link again. I'll do it. This is, I'm posting it right now. I'm copying the link. This is the public Discord. So this is the public Discord right here. The public Discord. Please join the public Discord. Eric, join the public Discord. If you join the public Discord that I just sent, that link to the Gilded server that you see right there, where it says Gilded GG. If you join there, I can just DM it to you. Because here's the thing. In the Discord, there's rooms where you guys can talk. There's an announcement room where I have all of my affiliate links for all the stuff that you can buy, including Coffee Brand Coffee, Knife Chat. But you can also, when you guys are in there, if you want to talk to someone in particular, you can DM each other. There is a DM setting in there. And I'm not gonna regulate that Gilded server like I do other things, like here on a channel. Even I probably even less than I do the one for the members. The reason, if you guys are members and you want to know why I do kind of moderate a little heavier on that, is because people are paying for that. And if it becomes unpleasant, like if you're not having fun because someone is getting offensive, and sometimes I'll do a preemptive thing, like I don't want politics in there. You guys aren't, this is free. It's a free Discord. So, let's see here. So yeah, go join that. It's a lot of fun. Stuff like that. So let's see here. New upload videos directly. I'm getting a message from my software saying upload directly to video editor with new QR codes. I'm actually paying for this software now. I did buy it it was less than half the price. It was a quarter of the price of my previous software. Even free, it was great. Yeah, it is fun. We have a lot of fun in there. This is the Tarracona. I did want to get this out and show you guys. This is the Tarracona by Rosecraft Blades. And if you're looking for a really nice little, just pretty much nondescript, good little knife, look at the blade on that. It's like $55, and then you can save 10% if you use coupon code CrazySharp when you check out over there. I dig this a lot. I really do dig this a lot. I've been carrying it a while. So they're traditionals. Rosecraft Blades have got some of the best traditional folders out there. They're supposed to be sending me one of the new ones that is the swayback one that they have. I can't remember. They have some of the best traditionals out there. I mean, you've always got companies like Great Eastern Cutlery and stuff like that are just going to be leaps and bounds. But yeah, the Clinch River. They're going to be leaps and bounds above everything else. I mean, you're never going to find a better slip joint than like a Great Eastern cutlery or some of the old stuff that my grandfather had, that is mine now. The ones that they're doing, there's like when I think of slip joint knives, there's like 3 different like names that pop into my head when I think of really good ones, other than some of the old school Great Eastern cutlery and things like that. And that's Jack Wolf Knives, Enrique Pena, anything he's having done, and Rosecraft. Like, you're not going to find better slip joints there. And they're priced, to tell you the truth, the slip joints that you're getting from Rosecraft and shit like that are coming in at like $55-$60 are priced competitively with garbage that you're getting places like Cutlery Corner Network. So, what's anybody else want to talk about? What do you guys want to talk about that's going on in the knife world? There's a lot of stuff that's going on. Like, I'm going to CCKS next month. You guys are going to see some content from there. I'm going to see Ramon Chavez while I'm there. I have plans for a couple videos that I want to do. You guys know I know Andy. I'm friends with Andy over at Half Face Blades. Andy is a retired Navy SEAL and then built Half Face Blades. I'm going to be doing that, a video at their shop. And then Andy and I have talked about something that like it irritates me, because people take stuff and then they just get all wound up. What is a tactical knife, right? Like, everybody has this thing. Like I posted up a video of this. I said great fixed blade tactical style knife, right? Because this has all the trappings of what people consider. It's a full tang. It's got the exposed tang for a skull crusher. It's got the thicker style blade that's in a bayonet fashion with the sharpened swedge for piercing. This has got the wasp-waisted style dagger handles. This has all the trappings of a tactical knife. However, there's no real definition for what a tactical knife is. I got news for you. I already know. I've talked to Andy about this. I already know what one of the best tactical knives you can have is, and that's a fillet knife, and that's because it has a tendency to flex and get through shit. It'll get through a vest. It'll get up over a rib and get up inside the nice meaty, the nice sweet and tart interior and get all the fucking goodness that you want, and let the air right out of somebody. So I want to do that video with Andy just to get rid of some of the misconceptions. I could do it with Eric. He was airborne. That's a good one too. I'm going deer hunting next month in Minnesota. Whitetail. What should I gift the butcher? If he does a lot of skinning, I have one for you. I'm going to tell you right now. If you have a friend that's an outdoorsman, somebody that does a lot of small game, medium-sized game, stuff like that, Blade HQ, just Nate. Blade HQ. You can use my link. It's in the description of every one of my videos. Hang on a second. I will show you, Eric, what you should probably look at for anyone that's an outdoorsman and does like Bubbles over there, Machine Co. This, let me find it. My shelf full of shit. This is another Rosecraft. And it's not because it's a Rosecraft. It's because Savannah Swags, the little darling sweetheart of the knife community, my little friend there, she designed a knife called the Pocket Monster, which is a take on the Maialea design she did with a different kind of blade. But the thing is, what she put on it was a skinning blade. And you get up on that. So the nice thing about something like this, like people are like, oh, but you always talk about you want a 1-to-1 blade to handle ratio. It's like, not if I'm doing skinning and outdoorsman stuff, because I want that ultimate control. I want more handle. I'm pinched in here. I can do little tiny movements of that. This is a very, very good outdoor knife with this. I think these are $55. Rosecraftblades.com. It is a liner lock. It is a front flipper or thumb studs, but I got to tell you, getting up on that and then getting up behind here in a pinch grip like this, you know what I'm talking about. Using your finger as a gut hook. You don't want to bust a gut. I don't know if you've ever butchered an animal. Do not bust a gut. It is called the Rosecraft Blades Pocket Monster. Eric, join that Gilded server, the one I put a link to. Join that and then hit me up with a DM. Did you do that yet, Eric? No, you didn't. Eric, join the chat server that I put a link to. Just scroll up through. You'll see it. It's Gilded. Join in there, and I absolutely will DM you links to all the stuff we talked about. Yeah. So having been an outdoorsman and a hunter, there's one thing. If you ever go, and Eric will tell you this too. The worst thing was cutting around a butthole to pull the guts out, right? Eric, have you seen these? They're Tacticore memes. Tacticore memes, join the Gilded server. Tacticore memes, are you still here? Join the Gilded server. They have this thing now that is... Oh, okay. See, what? Did you, oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I got it. So at any rate, they have this thing now, Eric, and it's this thing that goes in and it looks like it's all spiked on the sides and it goes in the butthole and you twist and pull the butt out. Yeah, the butt out. I'm like, what the fuck? Where was that when I was growing up? How easy that would make your life. Yeah, Josh, exactly. The butt out. It is the best thing I've ever seen. Like, I've seen a lot of new inventions and innovations and stuff throughout the years. But I have never seen something that I looked at and I was like, where the fuck has this been? I'm sorry, I just got a text. Okay, there we go. So, guys, did you guys drop a like yet? Guarantee, I bet you didn't. What's my like? I can look at it. Let's see here. I'm gonna look. Am I gonna get upset when I look at this? There's 21 people here. There's 25 likes. But I guarantee that 15 of those likes are people that aren't here anymore. And there's about 15 of you that haven't hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. So, what have you guys seen recently? What's some of the new stuff that you guys have seen that you're interested in that I might not have seen? Yeah, just flips right out. It's crazy. Just twist it, pull, cut around a little bit, pop that thing right out. You're like, what the? I saw that in a magazine and I was like, all them years and all that heartache and pain. All the difficulties of that. And I'm like, where the fuck was this when I was growing up? I do have one more thing I want to show you guys. And I'm really impressed with it because it's an hour and a half. We'll probably start hitting this. My wife and kid are going to be back in a little bit. I want to spend time with them and I got to pack up all this recycling. I got so much recycling. I bought a bunch of milk crates. I got like 4 milk crates. I got like 4 milk crates full of fucking glass bottles that I got to fucking take to the goddamn recycling center. And everybody's like, oh, you just drink too much. There's like 5 beer bottles out there. My daughter, after her stint with her problem with her stomach, has acquired a taste for kombucha, which one, it's good. I like it. I didn't ever figure I'd like something like kombucha. It was just too, it was just kind of, I was like, it's too hippy dippy for me. And I tried it and I was like, well, that fizzy tea tastes pretty goddamn good. And so Darth BMX, yeah, it's not in Anaheim. Darth BMX is talking about. It's in Oxnard, Woodland Hills. I'm going up. I'm going to be there. I'll be there at least one day. I just can't justify a 3-hour. I can't justify 12 hours of driving in 2 days for a knife show. I love you all, and I love the knife community, and I love going to knife shows. I have news for you. I'm 49 years old, almost 50. 12 hours in a car in 2 days, gonna fuck my back up. Any rate, I will be there. I'm trying to figure out a way I can stay at the venue somehow. I'm like sleep on somebody's floor in their hotel room on an air mattress. So I had a knife come in from Jared, and it's from a company, and I want you guys to hear this because this is great. I had this knife come from Jared, and I saw the package, and I was like, oh, it's Citizen. Citizen has made some really, really good. And if you're one of paying members, you may have already seen this. They have made some really, really good $50 and under knives, like superb knives at that price point. And I'm like, I saw the box. I'm like, this is probably going to be pretty good. And when I pulled it out, and I thought maybe that he had just used the box to ship something else, because when I opened it up, I saw this. Titanium, shredded carbon fiber. And I'm like, that's attractive. And I was like, and then I got to messing with it in action. I was like, oh my. Oh my. Watch this. Dangerous. And then I was like, that edge profile on it is stunning. Top flipper or reverse flick only. Right? It does not have a flipper tab, but you can flick off of the fuller. It absolutely is a Citizen. This is the ST999. This is one of their higher end models, still under $200. Frightening how thin and sharp this is. Hey there, share a nightmare road trip with us you've been on in the past year. I haven't been on a road trip in the last year. Oh no, I can. So driving up we had an event in Banning that we had. It was the Beer, Blades, and Barbecue. And we hosted it in Banning. The day that we went up there, the day of the event, it was 106 degrees, right? That's not the nightmare. I start driving up from my house to Nico's house. It's 107 degrees. As I start getting up towards March Air Force Base and shit. But I didn't go out that way. I took a wrong turn. So I wind up basically on surface streets for like 70 miles. And my car's getting older. The AC needs a new compressor. And every time I would stop, the AC would kick off. And it's like 90 degrees in my car. So for like 70 miles in between stoplights, it was nightmare. It was nightmare. It's like, and so I'd roll the window down at stoplights. And then when I would get in between, because it's like maybe a mile in between, as long as I was going at speed, air conditioner worked fine. It's when you would sit at idle and the compressor's it needs replaced. And so it's like 90 something degrees in the car. It's 107 degrees outside. I was just swamp ass the entire way in a graphite blue Volkswagen hatchback. It was like a hot box. It was like Frank will get the, or not Frank, Tacticore Memes. Eric will get this one. It was like driving in the hot box that they put you in at SEER. You know what I'm talking about. The hot boxes at SEER school. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Fuck me. There was just no reprieve. Like you'd open the window and it was hotter than it was. But if you had the windows closed, then you're just sweating and it was humid. And you're like, this is miserable. And so on the way back, I made sure I didn't take the wrong. What happened was I took the wrong exit and wound up basically on the old highway instead of the new freeway. It was now, don't get me wrong. I don't mind it. Like we were up at the show. Darth can tell you, I was inside at the bar sharpening in there, and the AC went out in there, and I was like, wow, it's just too humid in here. I went outside and I stood outside for about 4 hours sharpening. It was 105, 106 degrees. I don't mind that because it was like 3% humidity. Like as you sweat, it evaporates. I don't mind that at all. But I don't like 97 degrees, like 80% humidity. But at any rate, yeah, this thing way outside of what I was expecting from Cinnamon, because I had never seen anything from them that was at this caliber. And this thing is absolutely, this is a company you need to look out for. This is a company that you need to keep an eye on, because what people always think of is the ones that you've seen on my channel that are like $40, which at $40, you're like, holy shit, how is this good? But when they start putting something out that's like $140, $150, you're like, holy shit, this is going to kick the shit out of some much better brands. Or not better, but much more well-known brands. It really is. This is just going to kick it's going to kick other companies' dicks in the dirt when they really start getting out there. Got to remember, I was in a signed touring band from 2005 to 2012. Fuck me. Yeah, I know. I saw your pictures, old man. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not old. I just wanted to remind you that you are as well. You as well have aged significantly. I saw have you guys seen those ads? If you guys want to talk about more nice stuff, just let me know what you want to talk about. I'm keeping an eye on the chat. I've seen these ads that are like, half of Americans could live the majority of their life past the age of 50. I'm like, please stop telling me that. Please stop telling me that. Why do they call it the golden years? This is the aluminum foil years. Golden years is when my shit all worked, like both my knees, and it didn't hurt when I got out of bed. Like, I've said it before in live feeds. I was like, no joke, this morning, I sat in this chair here fucking off. I didn't finish editing yesterday until... I didn't finish editing yesterday till 9:30-ish. Started filming. So I did thumbnails from 5 to 7. And from 7 to 2, I filmed. And then from 2 to almost 10, I edited. So if you guys think that running a YouTube channel is easy, Tacticore Memes can tell you, it fucking isn't. And that's a 6-day-a-week thing. Like, I got editing to do today. It'll be midnight before I get done today. So please, like, guys like Jared, like, you guys have no idea how much work goes into it. He's putting up more videos than I am. You guys have no idea. Unless you're a content creator, unless you're doing it, you have no idea how much work that is. You have no clue. Everybody's like, hey, you just do a 15-minute video once a day. Fuck you. Like, that's some shit that you told me that in a bar, I'm going to punch you in the mouth. And it's something I wouldn't have believed a few years ago. If you told me that YouTube's a job, like, it's work. Like, doing this is work. If you had told me that a few years ago, I'd have laughed. But now, I'm like, yeah, shut the fuck up unless you're doing it. So that's why I say, like, if you're on a video, drop a like. And I want to say this again. If you guys are trying to fucking not watch ads on YouTube, you're a dick. Guys like Jared and Nick over at Stasa, ad revenue works when you guys watch a video. I never skip videos. There's certain channels. Jeremy at the Quartering, I never skip an ad. Jared's channel, I never skip ads. Cole's channel, I never skip ads. I just let them play. If you're going to pay for cable and be forced to pay to watch ads, and then come on a free platform like YouTube and bitch because you're watching ads and like, I'm gonna fucking get an ad blocker. Or even to go to the watching the premium, like YouTube Premium. I made a whopping $7 on YouTube Premium last month. So they're like, oh, your creators still get paid. They say that. YouTube is fucking creators. If you got a channel you like, at least watch part of the ads. Don't do this shit where you're like, fuck, I'll get an ad blocker. I don't skip ads. The quartering. Yeah, Dave, you pay on my channel. Like, I don't give a fuck if you skip ads on my channel. You already pay. You're a paying member. If you don't want to watch ads on someone's channel, then fucking join their memberships. That's all I gotta say. Like, if you want to like not feel guilty because you're skipping their ads, join their memberships. How hard is it for you to watch it? No, I'm not gonna say like if it's like a 5. I'm not gonna lie. If I click on Jared's channel and it comes up with one of them 5-minute fucking ads for a goddamn movie or a video game, I'll watch the first 30 seconds of that ad so he gets the ad revenue, and then I skip it. I'm not telling you to watch like an unskippable 5-10 minute ad. That's not what I'm saying. A lot of times, I just put Jared's channel on in the background while I'm doing shit. And then I let the ads play. Because I know that's what pays bills. I've got a show to put together this weekend. I don't start until 1 a.m. So yeah, but Dave, like I said, you're paying. So when YouTube shadow banned my channel, I said fuck it and went to Rumble. Everything you see here shows up on Rumble. I tried, guys. I tried really hard, and I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm gonna have to get on with Creator Chat on StreamYard on how to dual stream. That's like, I just need to figure it out because I do want to start dual streaming again on Rumble. If I have to do some shit on the free version of StreamYard, the StreamYard free, I may have to do it that way. But the fact is, no, you don't have to click on it. You just have to view. Okay, so there's a difference. You get a little bit more. If you click on an ad, I get a higher ad revenue, especially if it converts. So what you get is you get ad views more than 30 seconds on an ad. Or if it's like a 5-second, you know, they have like those 5 to 8 second ads. Those count. Like if you watch those. Which I got news for you coming up soon. Mid-roll ads, I have no choice. Like YouTube's already started to do it. They're like, you're not going to get non-skippable ads in the middle of your videos. They're all going to be non-skip. You're not going to have that choice. So at any rate, Daniel, what's going on, buddy? I'm going to see you. Hopefully I'm going to see you at Cali Custom Show. So there's 3 different types of ads. So they have those short 5-second ads. Those count. That's an ad view, and it's just short. Then they have the longer ads that you can skip. But if you watch like the full ad, we get revenue. If you click on an ad, we get more revenue. But then they have these like long, like 2-minute ads. If you make it to 30 seconds, get ad revenue. So, and I don't know how they're doing it now. YouTube has made more. They had their best quarter for ads last quarter. Yet everyone's revenue dropped. And I'm like, wait, so how are you making more, but we're making less? I don't get it. So, anything else cool? Where'd I put it? Where'd I put my little wife annoyer? Here it is. While we're still talking about it, the Castle Keeb by Machine Co. Go check them out. I did a short and I did a video about it. Go check out the video about this. Really, really cool. 100% American made. It's clicky and fidgety as shit. Drives my wife nuts. I just get up next to her and put this in her ear and be like, she's like, stop it! Like, okay. I'm like, look. We'll see, Daniel. All right, cool. I'll be there. What else? There was something else I wanted to show you guys. Let me see. I had something else come in, and I don't know where I put it. Give me a... Oh, I know what it was I wanted to show you. So there's a video of this coming up soon. I'm going to grab this other thing, too. So, there's dog hair everywhere. I have a golden retriever puppy that is just shedding the fuck up. He's just like everything. Like I vacuumed Thursday. After I got done working on videos and stuff, I was like, the wife and kid were late coming back from the ice rink. She was up at UTC because she's off from school for a couple days for testing and stuff for the seniors. At any rate, so I vacuumed everything, right? That was Thursday. Today's Saturday. I went upstairs and there's like tumbleweave in the upstairs hallway. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, you could make a poodle. You could make a chihuahua out of that. So 2 things. So you guys remember I did a short. Now, this was a gift from Jared over at Neve's Knives. This is that Trivessa Orion, right? And so I did the video, the little short, and I let it, and it's not like it's an expensive knife. It's an under $100 knife, but it's a great, great little knife. So, transitioning to American made, that's going to get shortened. You're going to have to shorten that. Sorry about that. Custom EDC knives. It definitely does cut those. I was having a hard time reading it. I'm glad it cut it. So if you could it looked like he said he was transitioning to American made. That's cool. So at any rate, this is a Trivessa Orion, and I let a friend borrow it, and I was at his house, and I was like, wait, what are you cutting? And he goes, oh, I'm cutting up squares of sandpaper. I was like, motherfucker. I mean, it's not like it's an expensive knife, but it was a gift from a friend. It's from Jared, and I have really come to love this knife. It's ugly as sin, but it's growing on me. And I was like, well, shit. Well, here's the thing. I know how to refinish this knife. So I shot an entire video. It took me 3 days to do this. There was 3 days of just constant tumbler running in my shop. And I would have to stop to edit for videos because it ran on a Saturday. He was cutting it into squares. He was cutting a big sheet of sandpaper into small squares to put in a hand sander block because he was doing... he wanted to do like a not a deck, but like a spot in front of his front door with decking material so that like mud and stuff would fall down through. I guess he gets like a swampy area there when it rains and shit, or when sprinklers run. So at any rate, that's what he was doing. It was just like a big square, almost like a pallet, but he was making it. And he was sanding it. And so he used that knife and it scratched it all to hell. And I was like, well, I refinished that knife and gave it, look at that. Now, I walk everybody through the steps of it. I tell you how to do it. Refinishing a knife is not a secret. I honestly can say doing the finish on a blade is one of my favorite parts of making a knife. It was like my favorite part. And the reason is, it's not because it was the easiest part, because sometimes it's not. I have a knife here. I'll show you. Sometimes it's complex. I've made custom knives that had complex finishes on them. But it's the most important part as a knife maker. Daniel can tell you this. The finish on a knife, when you make it, regardless of everything else, the heat treat, the handle material, the amount of grinding that went into it, the edge profile, that's not what anyone sees. It's the finish. The fit and finish. Because what you see on that is the face of your craftsmanship that you're presenting to the world. So the better the fit and finish, the better the finish is on that knife. It's not going to affect the utilitarian purposes of it. It's not going to make that knife any better. It's not going to affect how well it holds an edge. But what it will do is it's going to give that person that purchased something that you made by hand the impression that you want. So let me go grab, I made a custom knife and I can show you on this, but I just refinished this. I gave it a really polished stone, and it's got some little flaws in it, but it definitely looks better than it did. But I have a knife that I made. And this was the finish. This was the exact finish of that the customer wanted. And like he was there when I finished it. He's like, bro, you nailed it. I want you to know that doing a finish like that is a pain in the rectum. Rectum, damn near killed him. Because if you look, that tiger pattern goes from side to side. Now, I'll explain to you how I did it, because it was a complete pain. So we had a vibratory tumbler at the shop. So what I did was I blasted the entire blade, right? After I got it down, and then I hand satined everything and polished it on the buffing wheel. I masked the spine and the plunge. I masked that. Then I told him, I was like, we got one shot at this. I was like, because if I fuck this up, we're never going to get this back the way it was, because like it's really hard. I would have had to have like repolished it, and then we would have affected like the thickness, because I would have had to take off some significant material. Then I put the pattern on for the tiger stripe. Nice and tight. Laid it on there. And then blasted it. And then flipped that pattern over, so I married it up. Did the same thing. Blasted it. Then, so now I've got this really rough stonewash, or I mean this really rough blasted area with these polished scales, and it's gonna drag. That part's gonna scratch. I threw the whole thing back in the vibratorily tumbler with a fine medium, and then stonewashed those areas. And then I made the handles, and oh no, I'm sorry. Then I rock patterned the spine. Then I made the handles. And this dickhead decides, I love him, he's my buddy, but he's a dickhead. Decides, he's like, oh, I got specific handle material I want you to use. Thunderstorm Kevlar. So you got lightning strike carbon fiber, then you got thunderstorm Kevlar. There's wires inside this Kevlar. Can you see it? So it didn't look like this. It was like really, really light colored. Then I torched it after I made the handles. Hit it with a torch to give it some specific areas of darkness and burnt look to it. Scorched it. And then that's automotive clear coat. Matte English, motherfucker, do you speak it? Automotive matte clear coat to seal the scales. Because the problem with Kevlar scales is it's like loosely pressed. You know the yellow, what it looks like is it looks like the yellow fiberglass insulation that you put in, that you've pressed down and then thrown wire in it. That's what it looks like. That's kind of what it feels like, because it's not like carbon fiber. It's not compressed tight. It's very loosely bound. And so you got to seal it somehow. But the only way you can get that color is with a torch. And so I torched it, and then everything, and then I fixed, it had a gap. Like the scales kind of worked. I fixed the gap that was in it, and it was sharpening. But like seriously, something like this, I did this all by hand. I don't use a jig. I freehand grind. I don't use a jig. I don't even mark the center line on this. This was all, like, I got friends that are like, why don't you mark the center line? Because then I focus on that line and I always fuck it up. Like if you're focused on that and you sneeze, you're like, fuck, I gotta throw this knife away. Like, I'm gonna have to make that, but you don't have to throw it away, but you're probably gonna have to make a different knife for the guy. I just was always more comfortable just eyeballing it down the center. Just like with my sharpening, I don't mark anything. I don't fucking, like, people are like, what's the length on that blade? And I was like, I had no idea, like, until I had to come up with a file for the design to send off to We Knife Company. Because I want to remind you guys, Blade HQ, if you use my link right now, this is on sale for like $160. The production version of this. So people were like, when this came out, they were like, why the weird dimensions? Like, why the weird dimensions on like blade and handle? I was like, because I didn't measure anything. I'm like, I started making a handle. I'm like, that's comfortable. I like that. Now let's put a blade on it. So literally I had like several pieces of metal that had handles ground out until I found one that was comfortable. I'm like, and this is how Elliot taught me. He's like, get your ergos. He's like, make a knife, make a handle, and then figure a blade that goes with it. He goes, it's one of the best ways to do it. You always wind up with good ergos. You can always wind up with a pretty good blade to handle ratio. So I came up with a blade that fit the handle I wanted. And it's fucking comfortable. But I didn't realize the dimensions were weird until we got to looking at it, and people are like, wow, that's a weird blade dimension, like the blade length and hand. It's like, that's an odd, why did you go with that? Why not something more even? And I'm like, because I don't measure anything when I make a knife. I just fucking start grinding. I'm like, yep, it's done. Design complete. So these are like 160 on Blade HQ right now. If 2A Dave would be so kind as to pull down my Blade HQ link and post it up. But I did a video about this here not too long ago with the link in it. So yeah, these are only like, and I mean, like, I'm not going to say that you should go buy one, but you should go buy one. Because you're not going to get 20 CV in a knife this big for 160 very often. I think they haven't sold well. That's the problem. As much as I like, because they're selling at a price now that I want them to sell at. But We Knife Company was like, no, we got to do it at 250. And I'm like, you know, everybody loves a really good fixed blade, right? Everybody loves a really good fixed blade. But you know what nobody likes is a $250 fixed blade. No one likes that. Fucking not even me. And I was like, I think you should do it like 150. And they're like, well, we're not going to. And I was like, fuck, okay. They were a lot of fun to work with. They were a good company to work with. But they were like, no, for 20 CV and G10 with titanium hardware, it's got to be 250. And they're like, if you want to go with a different steel, I was like, I'd rather not go with a different steel. What this is, it's in the steel I wanted, 20 CV. That's what I wanted it in. The only steel I think I would have wanted it in more would have been ZDP. These are in 20 CV with a custom heat treat. The custom ones, same steel. Like, you're not, like, getting this knife versus the custom, you're not giving up much. I mean, really, you're not giving up anything. You're just paying less. These knives are identical. Matter of fact, this one has jimping and this one doesn't. Mark Ridgewell, what is going on, sir? How are you? Do you guys like this better without the headphones? I think this is...
Go buy that knife.
So, yeah, that's what he said.
Anybody that drops a super chat gets weird little voice Amzer. You know, when I do the Amzer, like the AMSR stuff, if you drop a super chat, this is what you'll get.
I mean, that might be incentive not to. I'm just kidding. Can you wiggle them? How's that? Sure I can, just not a lot. I learned how to do that when I was a kid. My dad was like, what's happening? Watch. So it's not like I'm doing it with my hands. Ready? Wiggle my hat too. Yeah, I can. What? You didn't think I could control muscles and shit? Yeah, Stonefish is great. I really do love it. So, what else is everyone? Yeah, you need to redo your subscription. You never seen somebody wiggle their ears before? Watch, I can do my hat too. The hat moves a little bit. I think if I move my hat. There we go. Yeah, I can move. I can wiggle my ears. I just, you know what? That just means there's more room for muscle, less room for brains. So I would do that. And my dad was like, my dad taught me that. He's like, well, you and I can both wiggle our ears. And I was like, yeah. He goes, guess what? That means more room for muscle, less room for brains. Maybe I should have been a Marine. Oh, sorry about that hiking with Viking, my buddy Dave. Dave, Friday night in a smoke pit, give me a raw. Give me a raw. Yeah, you told me. I know you had to switch. Cards and shit. You need to rejoin your Coffee Brand Coffee. They said that they're working on trying to get like making that easier. But like all you have to do is email them. They're pretty responsive. It just like you just didn't get the email. I had my hog tooth Nova 1 at the restaurant to cut my steak. Almost grabbed the stonefish though. Not sure what everyone would have thought of it. Fuck them. I've reached that point. I just pull out. I carry a fixed blade all the time now. You want to talk about something funny? Here. I went to my daughter's skating practice. Wearing this. I don't fucking care anymore. People are like, you really shouldn't have that. And I'm like, really? Why? I'm like, you're carrying a weapon. Like, that's too big. Like, that's got to be against the law. And I'm like, it is absolutely not against the law in San Diego or San Diego County or California in general. This, I can carry as large a fixed blade as I fucking want with, I can carry as large a fixed blade as I want as long as it's exposed. And it doesn't even have to be fully exposed, which means that I don't even have to tuck my shirt in. I can have my shirt over it to here as long as it's exposed, a portion of it, so that you can see that you're carrying a knife. And I absolutely love carrying this knife. This thing is, it's such a secure feeling carrying this beast of cold steel. I'm going to tell you, there's a video coming, and I've talked about it. I just haven't had a chance to do it yet. I did have to, though, if I was going to carry this, I did have to do one thing. So double-edged, including a sharpened swedge, is oh,
I'll buy you some pudding. You nasty, nasty, nasty little boy.
how's that? You can't have a sharpened swedge. So I did knock the edge off of it. I'm gonna redo it. The edge. I forgot I had that set to do that. Oh my goodness. Whew, that was loud. I am gonna reestablish this. Part of the reason I just knocked it off because it really wasn't done all that well. And the fact is, the sharpened swedge on this what it allows you is, it's not so much that it's sharp for a back cut. It really wasn't. This was just kind of a really, really pointy tip that you established. So, and then after I resharpened it, I was like, this thing is nasty. So, it's just so much fun to carry this thing. Now I don't carry the, where'd I put it? Oh, hey, Dave. Hey, Dave. You know what? I should carry this on my belt. What is that? Oh, that is something that you missed earlier. This is the FA01. I can reverse flick a tomahawk. This is the FA01 by KATSU Knives. I do have an affiliate link with them, so if you want to check out their website, because that was the last thing I was going to show you guys. I definitely want to show you guys that. This thing, they sent this to me. This is their tactical, folding tactical tomahawk or hatchet that they do. This one's in D2. There's another version they're going to be sending me. I'm going to take it with me. They're sending me another version of this, but it is a folding, like, tactical style hatchet or tomahawk. It's got a really cool skull cracker on the back, and it's got a pin that you put up here. So this thing's really cool, and it allows you can carry basically a slim profile to have a multi-use tool. So you've got a tactical style, like tomahawk almost, and that's what it was made. It was designed by a guy that was a paratrooper. So if you drop in, you've got something you use like a tactical weapon, you've got a striking weapon, but in a pinch, and I did test this heavily, you can chop wood, you can chop steaks, things like that. I don't mean steaks like, let's go find a cow. Not those kind of steaks, you weirdos. I'm gonna get me a rib roast. No, it's not what I'm talking about. But you can make tent steaks easier than you can do it with a pocket knife, and you can definitely get up on it and do some fine shavings and stuff like that. So it's just a little extra tool in a pinch, and it does come with a sheath, but it also has a pin that screws in. So it's basically an access lock. It's an access lock hatchet. So it's just a cool little thing. Zorro has been a baseline member for 10 months. So, same company makes this as well. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you haven't checked out KATSU knives, there is a link to this in the description of my videos. KATSU knives are making some amazing knives. This is an $89 knife in carbon fiber, 154 cm. It is as good, in my opinion, as some of the Rocksteads. Some of the Rocksteads that are coming in at $1,500. Will B has an important question. Can it chop necks? Yeah, definitely. Oh, that would be the preferred method of use. KATSU Knives is doing a lot of really cool stuff. I'll put another link to them there so you can check them out. These are $89, but they have a Halloween sale going on. So I'm going to post up a link to their website again. Here we go. This is my affiliate link. You might want to go check them out. They've got some really nice. Now there's a version of this that does have a pocket clip. It's like $170, but it's ZDP 189 titanium and stuff like that. But so I'm trying to post this up here. Post. So that's the KATSU knives. If you guys want to check them out, I really appreciate if you guys buy knives. I mean, you're gonna buy knives anyway. Let's just admit it. You're gonna make your wife angry. You may as well use my affiliate links to do it, right? Why not? So, you guys want to hang out for a few more minutes? I know I said I'd do 2 hours, but I haven't done this in a while. You guys want to hang out a little bit longer? There's like 20. Yeah, right, Mark? Well, the whole thing is, I'll show you what the $269 version looks like. I think that there's the other one might be $200. I'll grab it. Hang on, I'll show you. Like, this is, you're not going to go wrong with this. It already was, nope, that's not it. That's not it. There it is. It's already in a bag of stuff that's going back to Jared. Keep it going. We'll keep it going for a while. It's starting to warm up out here. It's finally 70 degrees in the studio. Guys, I'm not gonna lie. I woke up this morning. I was like, what the fuck happened? Did Bills win another Super Bowl? This is the ZDP 189 version. The Damascus 189, ZDP 189 version. That's at 69 Rockwell or 68, 67, 69. I can't remember. Whatever 899 Vickers is. This one has pocket clip. It's full titanium frame lock. This is significantly heavier, I will say. But this is one time you're going to hear me say something unusual. I prefer the cheaper version. I do prefer this cheaper version. And I'm going to tell you why. 1, this is heavier. 2, I've carried both. The fact that this doesn't have a pocket clip makes it stupid comfortable in hand. And the fact is, the Higo 2 that you would pay $1,500 for doesn't have a pocket clip either. This has some of the best carbon fiber I've ever had on a blade. The grind on this is absolutely perfect. It is a complete convex on that is done beautifully. And this has the best heat treat on CPM, I'm sorry, on a 154 CM blade that I've ever had for $89. This is the best $89 I spent. This should cost more. It should. And I talked to Robin at KATSU Knives all the time. And I tell him, I was like, you guys aren't charging enough. Like you can't be. There's just no way. You've got, like, I get it, like offering stuff like that hatchet you saw, that's a $300 item. But just the complexities of making that, and still, that's a big chunk of D2. That is a huge, hugely complex machining that you did. Where did I put the top for that? There it is. So, sorry, my back hurts. So yeah, I do always say weird shit. There's just, like, there's so many things going for what they're doing. What does that say about Rockstead? Well, I'm not gonna lie, Rockstead, okay. How do I say this? There's probably a higher level of cost involved with the way Rockstead does stuff. And there, you got to remember, Rockstead is doing mirror polished stuff. That's why they cost that much. Like the knife I'm specifically talking about is the mirror polished Higo 2. You're not going to get that. You're not going to get that from this company. Like, but the fact is, when it comes down to it, I haven't hesitated to grab this and use it. It's polished enough. It's not mirror polished, but it's polished enough. I have not shied away from grabbing this and using it. If I had a $1,500 Higo, probably wouldn't use it. Where's everybody going? I just asked if you wanted to stay, and now the thing drops up. What's up, buddy? Rignan Roach. What's up? What's up? I don't know who that is. So yeah, this is for me. This just makes more sense than a $1,500 Rockstead. It really doesn't make any sense for me to have a $1,500 Rockstead. The flip side of that coin is, this is a $1,000 knife, and I use it all the time. I don't know. Oh, hey, check it out. So Zorro just gifted 5 memberships. If you guys got gifted a membership, if you go to my channel and find the community tab, or under the members section of my channel in that community tab, there is a link to the private Discord for the paying members. Rignan Roach just subscribed. Thank you very much. If you go there, sign up, and then send me a DM. Then send me the DM, and that you're there, and I will bounce it off of the memberships, and I will grant you access to the private Discord. So, the point of a $1,000 knife, it's not so much that the point is that it's a $1,000 knife. Like, there's a big difference. Yes, I love chef's knives. I love kitchen knives. Guys, I have, if you're looking, so not to like jump on his and be like, hey, here you're making chef's knives. Fuck you, buy Dahlstrong. I have Dahlstrong as a sponsor. There's a link on my, on all my videos now with a Dahlstrong link. They are about the best bang for your buck if you're looking for something where there's a broad spectrum of stuff. And they're not, I'm not going to try and lie to you. They're not the best kitchen knives you can get. But the fact is, there's a reason that guys like Chef Rocky still use them as professional chefs. They're very good knives. They're not that expensive. They won't break the bank. They're easy to maintain. And the fact is, Dahlstrong definitely honors their warranty. If you break one of their knives, they will honor it. If it's something like, no, Mark, it's not. So at any rate, the reason behind $1,000 knife is not like the $1,500 version of the mirror polish and all that. I would never use that knife. This is a $1,000 knife that I use daily. And the fact is, because it's not like I'm not worried about fucking this knife up. You can see this knife gets used. I do all kinds of stuff with this. But the fact that it is that this knife is a very functional knife. The reason it's $1,000 is because the guys that make this make everything. My wife just opened the garage door, in case you guys hear that. My daughter just drove into the house. She just drove home. So they make every piece of this. They make their screws. The only things they don't make are the balls that are in their bearing races. Just the balls. That's the only thing they don't make. The plastic race that they're set in and locked into, they make them, and they're engraved with their name. Every piece of this, every screw, every piece of this is made by them. Oh, I did not send the Rosecraft. As a matter of fact, that Rosecraft is sitting here. I will get this off this week, hopefully. This is the one that he's talking about. I'm going to send it to him for him to test. Yeah, she's driving. She's 16. She just turned 16 a couple weeks ago. So the fact is, this is an incredibly useful knife. It's a very unique knife. It's comfortable. It's great. All the pieces and parts of it are amazing. And it's worth. Like, buy this once. And the flip side is they definitely honor their warranty and take care of their customers, because I accidentally ran the washers or the bearings in this through the garbage disposal. Actually, the wife did it, but we're not going to lay blame. It was my fault. I left them in a bowl on the back of this kitchen sink. I lost a screw. They have replaced parts, no questions asked, even though I'm not the original owner of this knife. And it's okay. I'm finishing up here. Are you okay?
Yeah.
How was your run?
It was good.
She went to the base to run on the treadmill.
I only did 3 miles, but
Oh, she only did 3 miles. Not a big deal. So,
I lost time, so.
but yeah, there's a reason that some knives are super, super expensive. And a lot of times it's just like the work that went into them and stuff like that. So, was he a good boy? Did you already do your oil? Oh, bud. Here, wait, no, come here, Chomp. Oh, he already left. He was over here in my lap area. So, can you close the garage door back up when you're done? No, it's the screen. Hang on. It's the screen. It catches. I put a screen for the garage door so that I can have the garage door open during the day and still be able to, let air in. But we have flies so bad because we had a wet fall. I got to take the sweatshirt off. It has warmed up enough. I don't need this. We had a wet winter and spring, and so we had a lot of bugs. And so the flies were bad, the mosquitoes were bad, and so I put up a magnetic screen door on my garage door. It just covers the entire garage door. And the problem is, when you open the garage door, it swings in because it's magnetic and it sticks to the garage door, and so then it blocks the sensor. So, but no, it's there's a lot of reasons to have an expensive knife like that. There's a lot of people flip out. You want to see another well over $1,000 knife? Yeah, just grab my knife case, put it over here. I keep walking over to get stuff. This was a gift. This was a gift from my really good friends Matt and Nico, and they had Elliot make this. Another reason, like I use this all the time. This knife gets carried and used constantly. This knife's probably closer to the 16. That is too bright, I think. Let's see here. Let me turn the brightness down on this light. How's that? That's better. That's better. Which one's too bright? At any rate, this was a gift from my buddies Matt and Nico. They had Elliot do this. This a whole completely hand carved knife. I use this all the time. You can see the wear on the blade on this. When you look at the initial price of the knife, because this was a collaboration with Les George, so those were $650 to start. So to get one of these was $650. It's another, I think, almost $1,000 to get all the engraving and to get it built, because they had stopped making these. So this is probably between $1,200 and $1,600 knife right here. It's a full inlay. Now I use this all the time, and this 100% handmade. So, God, this thing is so good. It's such a good knife. This is one of my all-time favorite knives. Matter of fact, that's going in my pocket right now. You want to know what I'm EDCing now? That. So, oh, David's got to go. That's how I justify my CRKs. I know they'll take care of me. Yeah, I have a Chris Sebenza. That's the second one I've owned. I won't ever get rid of that one. I won't ever. Dude, I sold a Chris Sebenza and then immediately regretted it and purchased a new one. I had an old one in BG42 steel, which would have been they were the originals, then turned into the classics. And then I sold that, regretted it, and bought a 21 in S35VN. I'd had it for years. And you just can't go wrong. If I had to pick a favorite knife, like of all time, it's going to be the Sebenza. It is. You just cannot go wrong. And the fact is, people are like, oh, they're like this much now. I'm like, you got to figure. You're looking at a very, very pricey knife to make. You want two or CRKs? I have a CRK small Sebenza, the small Sebenza 21 Tonto, like the rarest knife that they make. So the Sebenzas are hard to find. Like they really are. They don't always, you can't always get them at vendors. You can't always get them at Chris Reeve Knives. So they're hard to find in the first place. The smalls they make less of, and then the Tontos, they make even less of those. The only things I would say that are more rare from Chris Reeve Knives are the like the inlaid versions. I know those are more rare, but like as far as just knives that they produce, the rarest ones that they make are those small Tontos. I'll go get it. It's right over here. I should go get that. I should get that and show you what I'm talking about. So a regular Sebenza, these are about 1.5 inches smaller overall, like 1.5 inches smaller dimensionally than. So this is my large 21. And yes, it has been anodized green. It is somewhat transparent in the green screen, as you can see. Somewhat transparent, but the small is about 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches overall smaller. But this one is done in a Tonto. I just did the sharpening on this, the video on that. They are really, really rare. I like the smalls. Don't get me wrong. I like the small Sebenza. They're a very good knife, even for a small knife. But this is one of those cases where the bigger one just is better. It's a lot like the Begletter. Like I like the Begletter. I like the Begletter Mini a little bit better. The Begletter XL, I like it better than all of them. So, here's the deal, guys. I have got to get off here with the wife being home now. I've got to pack up all that recycling and take it to the recycling center. It is currently 2 o'clock. If I don't get there soon, it's going to be next week before I do it. So I love you guys. Thanks for all the support. If you haven't dropped a like, please drop a like. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. If you have not, I'm going to post up 2 quick links. If you have not checked out the new Discord, that's a public Discord, you probably should. I'm going to link that up here again. I want you all to please go and join this. It's a lot of fun. We have fun there. Go check out the Crazy Sharp community Discord that I just posted up. And then if you're interested in any of the knives you've seen, I've done videos about them. I've got affiliate links for a lot of the makers. I've got affiliate links for almost every vendor. So in every one of my videos, if you go down and you scroll down, you'll see that I've got Blade HQ, Knives Ship Free, GP Knives. Those are 3 great vendors. The other ones that I have are specific knife companies. I've got Civivi, I got Vosteed, I've got Artisan Cutlery, and then there's some stuff in those that are down below that are not like knife related stuff. I'm going to tell you right now, with the way things are going, I absolutely recommend a VPN. Atlas VPN is the one that I've got here at the house. I don't talk about it in videos. I'm not like the guy that like, you need a VPN and this and that. I do have Atlas VPN as an affiliate. It's down below. It's like 85% off right now. Usually around the holidays. I think that's what it is. It's absolutely something you're gonna want when you do it. When I do these live feeds, I use it so that that way I don't get swatted. So it just says that I'm in California. It doesn't say exactly where I'm at. I also use it because there's some stuff that I watch, but the big one is it allows my wife to watch Japanese TV and Japanese Netflix. So they are a really good thing. And like you said, at this point, if you want to be able to watch specific things, you got to have a VPN. So I have a link to Atlas. I'm just saying, like, if you want to get a VPN, I got a link to it down below. So, and like I said, it's like, I think it was $85 for 4 years. And I was like, it's like a sore dick. You just can't beat it. So, all right, guys, I love you all. Thanks for all the super chats. Thanks for everything you did. Think about checking out the memberships. There's stuff I do. I do have a members only video that I have in the works. The problem is I can't get everything set up to do it the way I want. So I love you all. I'm going to get out of here. You guys have fun. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll see you later. I got errands to run. At least I don't have to do the wife's oil now. She got her oil changed instead of me having to do it. So see y'all later. If you just joined in late, you can always go back and